Good evening, my people. How y'all doing? Y'all know who this is. Over the last few days, I have received some emails from women wanting me to tell the men who is sitting up in the chat rooms with all this bullshit about what they can do and what they be doing and all that stuff like that. Anyway, this is not for everybody. Now I'm going to say this right now. I am not pointing the finger at no man that's sitting up in the chat room. Now, if this hits you, that mean that this is for you. Men, let me explain something to you. As long as you breathing, there is a chance for you to have a woman if you don't have a woman. In other words, you sit up in the chat room and you chat with women in the room. We ain't going after the women, we going after the men. Now, you must be in a nursing home, or you must be in a place where there's no women in your town. In other words, something got to be wrong with you to sit up in a room and chat with a woman and try to make love with a woman in a chat room. That means that there's no women nowhere where you live at. Either there is something wrong with you. It could be physically, it could be mentally, it could be ugly or whatever. We don't know. Like I say, I'm not pointing my fingers at nobody. But if it hits you, that means that I done struck a nerve. Say for instance, you live in a neighborhood. There's women in your neighborhood. You don't know nobody? Are you afraid to go out? I'm going to tell you what you should do. Now, this is what we're going to talk about today, is grooming. No woman want a man that look like a hobo, that look like a homeless man. I mean, you got to groom yourself. You got to shave. You got to take a nice bath, a shower, or whatever. You got to put on some clean socks. You got to get a nice pair of shoes, whether it's gym shoes or whatever. You got to put on some nice clothes. I know a lot of y'all can't buy clothes because you on a budget. But you got to put on some nice clothes. You can't just go out nowhere. I don't give a damn what kind of clothes they are, as long as they clean and up to date. Go get your hair cut if you got some hair. If you got a toupee, or even if you got a wig, make sure it's nice and groomed. If you got, some of y'all out here trying to meet these women with one or two teeth in your mouth, and it's hanging in, one or two hanging in the front, and those are right, and your breath stink. You got to be presentable to the women. Some of you, now I'm not talking about nobody. I'm just talking the way I want to talk. Because I see people like this every day. And they wonder why the women don't talk to them. I know you can get in the room. You can chat for hours. You can come in there every day and chat for hours. Then you go find a picture and you put it on your profile, or you send it to the woman, because you know good and damn well you will never see this woman in your life. So you got the woman thinking that this is you or whatever. And all the time you sitting behind the monitor looking like Houdini, or who did you, or looking like or somebody done drug you through the mud or whatever, because you would never see them. So that's why you sit up there and lie. But getting back to the grooming, get yourself together. As long as you are breathing, you can get you a woman. I don't care if you short, if you tall, if you fat, if you skinny, or whatever, you can get you a woman. So what I am saying is, like today we're going to talk about grooming. Get yourself together. Grooming is the first thing you should think of. Grooming. This is why we talk about grooming today. I mean, come on now. Some of y'all are 40, 45, 50, 55, and look like you 80, 85, or 90. But we're going to talk about other things later on. So, grooming, Google it, look it up. Grooming is the #1 thing. This is what we're talking about today, is grooming. Get yourself together. I'll holler at you later. Peace, all power to the people. Holler at you.